busy on that.
Sounds like Phil.
Yeah, which will be fun.
Oh.
Glad that they're doing that.
Okay. And I'm still working a little bit. I'm doing some work for Multnomah County on how to replace their bridge.
Let's see if I can get this to work right.
That'll do some. But Pam and I plan to do much more traveling now that we can, right?
Oh, there, I can get it. Yeah, I figured it out. Man. I can't believe it.
Depends on what kind of traveling you do and where, right?
That's right.
Yeah, we bought a camper van. We were so excited.
Oh, there's a little chit chat. We get to watch chit chat.
Fly overseas or anything, so we'll be using that a bit this year too.
That's great. What's it?
Now I told you that Warner was going to be there to make sure the next general manager was installed.
No, well, my wife
and it turns out that they're going to put the,
which I think would be
the current general manager in.
And we're trying to decide whether they wanted to take the van that far, and I think we've decided we probably would just fly and then do.
Bruce Warner's on vacation somewhere.
We're going fishing in Montana.
Attaboy, Brucey. Take that giant pension of yours.
And then we're planning a big trip down in the Four Corners area again, probably in fall.
I stood right there at the Four Corners.
Did you? Okay.
And I've eaten the what is it, the fry bread that they sell right there?
Of course, yes.
Oh, so good. Oh, yummy. That's a beautiful area. Now, have you guys been to, it's down there at Pagosa Hot Springs? Is it Pagosa?
Have not.
Worth it. Totally worth it. Down in that southwest corner of Colorado. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. And go in a lot of that area. Yeah. Well, there's Sam.
There's the man.
The man.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's wow. It's been a wonderful day. Absolutely wonderful day. Hello, President Warner.
Executive
team members, board members. Wow.
How much you paying her, Sam? $400,000, right? $400,000 for Sam.
A nice release that you put out for you. So
nice release they put out for you, Sammy baby.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. What a great release. I've received.
What a great release for you, Sammy.
Washington, D.C., all the way over to California, across the United States, from different colleagues, federal officials, elected officials. People I know just picked the phone up and called.
Good. Pleased to hear that. Well, I'm looking at the list here. I think we're almost all here. I think Director Simmons might be just a couple moments late connecting up. But I think that we can probably get going without, who am I missing here now? I don't see Ozzy. Well, there's Ozzy's there. Okay, I think we're all here but Linda. So I think I told her we'd get started and she'll connect up later. So if it's all right with the board, I'm going to call to order the Wednesday, June 16th, 2021 special meeting of the Trimet Board of Directors. And we have some really great things to do this morning or this afternoon, and pleased to do that. So first off, thank you for coming together for this special meeting. I called this meeting because the board, through an extensive search process, selected its next general manager.
After this is the third time, ladies and gentlemen, they've done the same trick.
The last few months, leading
they checked the whole world and they came up with Sam.
Provider is a monumental task, and selecting the general manager is the board's most important duty, and we take it very seriously. So we're pleased that we've had a very open, transparent, and thoughtful search process over the past 6 months.
Sure you did.
It's been informed by feedback from the community, stakeholders, and employees. And that feedback was used to do a few things, just so everybody might be watching this, is to update the general manager's position description to really reflect what's changed.
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to have a lot of impact.
Make clear the knowledge, skills, and abilities that we wanted in a new general manager. And then we also talked a lot about...
change it all around, then hire the guy that's there.
Candidates who are interested in being the general manager. And I know that feedback has gone into the overall selection of the candidate we will announce today. I'm also pleased that with the help of an outside recruiting firm.
Oh, the outside recruiting firm, of course.
Applied for our general manager.
Yes, of course.
Position. And the search committee screened those and then ultimately put together 3 finalists.
Yeah.
I should also acknowledge the search committee that was chaired by Director Lori Irish-Bauman, with Directors Gonzalez and Director Simmons also participating on that committee. And each of the 3 finalists for this position met with and answered questions from a 12-member panel comprised of key community stakeholders, including writer advocates, the business community, communities of color, and others. And we knew their voices were important as we value all of the community feedback because we recognize that the general manager's ability to build rapport and sustain productive relationships with our community and partners is going to be essential to their success in position as
meet
well
the old boss, folks, same as the new boss.
Its projects, its initiatives, and its service.
I mean, meet.
That
sorry, I've been drinking today.
Was given to the board for its
meet the new boss, same as old boss.
Anybody watching to know that the entire board also interviewed the candidates, asking a multitude of questions to assess the candidates' knowledge, skills, and abilities. And after those interviews, we had a few days, and we then met in an executive session this last Monday to discuss the candidates, their qualifications, and who we felt would be the best candidate to take on the role as the next general manager for Trimet. Through that discussion, we came to a consensus on our selection for the next general manager, and that should be Sam DeSue Jr.
Yeah, Sam DeSue Jr., everybody! He's already here! He recruited!
Sam has served Trimet well for over 2 years as our Chief Operating Officer. He has led this agency as the interim for the last 4 months, and all of the board has gotten to know Sam in both of those capacities. As we look to exit this pandemic, there are some real challenges ahead, and we felt that Sam was the right person to lead Trimet and his very experienced team to tackle those challenges. Sam has shown that he can work with the union, our community,
he can work with
stakeholders to take on
That's not what I hear.
Issues, and then rally employees in this agency to come to a solution that meets the needs of all those involved. We've been very impressed with your performance.
They're very impressed.
So Sam, this board is proud to offer you the position as the next.
How much? How much? Tell us.
And what I'd like to do now is actually open the floor to you, Sam, to let you say a few words.
Let's see what he says.
And then I'm going to open it up to the board, the full board, anybody who'd like to make some comments after you're done. So Sam, are you ready?
Absolutely, President.
Like what I said before, it doesn't really matter who's in that job. It's irrelevant to most of us out here.
All of the board members as well. Just good afternoon to all of you. Good afternoon to our executive team and the public that's listening. Thank you all for allowing me this opportunity to share a few brief words. I want to just start off by saying that I'm absolutely honored that you have selected me
You better be.
as a new general manager of Trimet. I know when I received a call this week, I was on the train talking with the recruiter, and when he introduced it, I sobbed. I cried like a baby.
Oh,
Because I'm humbled. I'm humbled to
oh,
have your
Sammy, he cried like a
support, to
baby.
continue to lead this incredible organization.
It's incredible. It's just
Also,
great.
I want to thank the community
Fantastic.
panel for their consideration.
Best
When I talked
and
with
transit
Dave
agency in the
Campbell,
world, folks.
Dave Robertson, that was on the panels, and others. Just want to thank you. We had great conversation, and I look forward to working with all of those on the panel in the future. And I promise you that I would bring more voices to the table.
Yeah, attaboy.
I want to start off by letting you know that I am very determined to build community around transit. Over the past few years in my role as Chief Operating Officer, my focus was on serving our riders and supporting critical initiatives to improve transportation in our region.
God. Bring back the service! You're still at 90%,
one of you
idiot.
Leadership And also would like to thank my predecessor, Doug Kelsey.
Yeah, I bet you do.
As the general manager, I look forward to continuing the following initiatives. Ridership recovery, focusing on equity and environment. Getting people out of their cars, providing clean.
Well, they're not riding your system, are they?
Service. Influencing transit-oriented development, including the critical need of affordable housing.
Yeah, right, sure.
Reimagining public safety and security on our systems so that everyone feels safe and welcome for all. And greatly advancing the agency's efforts to combat climate change. Just this week, I announced I moved this agency to 100% renewable electricity for our MAX system, our electric bus, and all of our Trimet-owned facilities.
We don't know what that means, of course.
Immediately reduced our carbon footprint by 25%.
Do we have any way to verify any of this? No, we do not.
Clean air and water, and we need to do our part in this climate crisis. And there's more to come, board. More to come. We will continue to push our bus manufacturers to advance zero emissions technology.
Look, they're having it on YouTube too right now.
Metro region,
so I could just get this on YouTube.
Federal partners to continue to move the entire region forward in addressing climate change and transportation solutions. I look forward to working with all of those partners to identify funds and projects to advance our transit services.
Why don't you bring back service?
Has brought one of the biggest challenges of our life.
Bring back service to Sue.
And I take great pride in what Trimet has been able to accomplish.
Like what?
I would like to take a moment just to thank the heart and soul of Trimet, and it's all of our employees. From the front line to those behind the scenes who kept the service rolling and our agency functioning, to all of our support functions. I'd like to just thank you all.
He's the head cheerleader.
Job well done that you have provided us. You are the lifeblood of this agency, our employees, all of you. And I know that we're ready for the challenge as we come out of this pandemic. We can and we will rebuild ridership and community connections.
Well, you got to get the services back there.
And as we recover, we must have a relentless focus on our customer experience.
Who's doing the
providing
call?
Safe, clean, reliable service to the best of our abilities. We also have a unique opportunity as we move forward as well. And I want to reevaluate how we serve our riders. That means that we will engage with and listen to the community. We will learn how travel patterns are changing. We will recognize the needs of those who are dependent on transit, and we will work with the underserved communities so that our entire system is 100% accessibility. And
Sammy's going to fix it all, everybody.
I'm committed to
Sammy's got the solutions.
All of you to create ambitious and functional solutions to help us adapt to this new changing transit landscape and chart a path forward.
Jeez.
In that, equity must always
be... throw equity. People are dying on the streets, but they're going to get equity. They're dying in the streets, but we have equity. Sure you do.
I'm determined to build community within the agency, forging strong relationships, and bridging the union and non-union divide. We have been working with Shirley Block.
Look, she might not win, Sam. She's losing at the moment,
Sammy. We're going to continue to strengthen that relationship with each other as we work forward.
Shirley Block is behind.
And we will bring them in as an owner of Trimet and solve problems together, caring for our employees.
What the hell's going on?
I'm dedicated to supporting diversity, equity, and inclusion throughout our organization. Just 2 weeks ago, I authorized the hiring of our first diversity, equity, and inclusion manager and human resources.
Oh my God! Did you hear that? Another manager, another fucking executive position,
and attracting and retaining diverse talent.
Oh, jeez.
Trimet must support racial and social justice efforts that make our community more inclusive and bring people together.
Well, do something about the fares.
We are facing some significant challenges, but all of this will demand vision, determination.
I don't know. I have no confidence in this guy.
Ingenuity, and a good friend of mine told me grit and honesty, which are key principles.
It's all words, folks. This is a politician talking to you right now.
Of transit leadership.
It's all scripted.
More than 10 years of military service.
Military, that's the worst. You have a military guy in there. That's the worst kind of candidate to have.
Bring a hands-on, holistic, community and customer-driven focus. I have no respect for the military or the people that spent a lot of time in the military.
Sorry. Call me un-American if you have to.
Work alongside the dedicated men and women, our inspiring employees.
Another fucking manager.
And with all of you.
The manager of diversity and inclusion.
Working closely with all of you as we lead Trimet into the future. Thank you.
God, what a load.
Godspeed to all of us.
Godspeed,
as
y'all.
we continue to move this agency
what a bunch of
forward into
baloney.
the future. Thank you, President.
I feel like I'm listening to a campaign speech.
Thank you very much, Sam. Appreciate your remarks, and I'm sure anybody watching.
Now let's hear the glowing reviews by all the board. Let's hear it. Come on, bring it on.
Now I'd like to open it.
Yep, here we go. Here we go. Bring out the
A
cheerleaders.
comment or two about Sam or our selection process.
Bring out the cheerleaders. Come on, bring out.
I can call on you, but you can also just go. I don't see anybody hands up.
Yeah. Sam is the greatest man I've ever known. Come on, get going.
Okay, I see Keith, please.
Yeah,
go
Keith,
ahead.
get
There
going.
we go. How about Keith first?
We love you, Sam. You're the greatest thing ever.
Thank you, President Warner. I'm elated.
I'm elated.
And I'm elated for a couple of reasons. I think the main reason that I'm elated is because I believe that the board made the right decision.
Yeah, you made the same decision they've done the last two. This is the third straight time they hired an insider.
I prayed that we would make the right choice. I didn't pray that we'd make Keith's choice. I prayed that we'd make the right choice.
Oh, good for
and
you.
I believe that has happened. And I'm also elated because of the staff and the letter we received in support of interim General Manager DeSue. And that was very moving as well. And I'm elated because I believe that Sam brings something to his position that is needed right now at Trimet, something that no other candidate could have brought. Not that we didn't
like
have
what?
Candidates, but Sam brings something that no other candidate has.
What is it?
And I think that's important and very valuable.
Well, what is it? You're not going to tell us?
And so I thank you, Sam, for stepping up. I thank
Stepping
you for
up.
stepping out. And I thank you for meeting the challenge. And I look forward to working with you over the next year or so. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Director Edwards.
That's a bunch of nothing.
Director Way.
Thank you. Well, congratulations, Sam. I'm just really looking forward to continuing on just your new elevated leadership journey with you. And, you know, one of the things that struck me about what you had mentioned was that you really wanted to continue having a robust community engagement plan and listening to community voices in our region.
It's all a bunch of baloney.
And I think we're all here to support you in that, because I think it is, you know, about continuing to build that trust and continuing to build those key relationships, especially with communities who haven't been traditionally served or heard in transit. And so I really wanted to just underscore that, you know, that was something that was really clear to me in your application and in your interview with us. So thank you so much for stating that. And I couldn't just the importance of, again, the relationship building that I know that you have already begun to do when you started working for Trimet, but that those relationships will continue to blossom. They did through the pandemic, particularly with our labor union, and that those relationships will continue to be stronger in the next chapter. So really excited and looking forward to supporting you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Great. Lovely. Just lovely.
Thank you, Director Way.
Lovely,
I
lovely.
do not see any other board members' hand raised. I'll give maybe, oh, there it is, Director Bauman.
Yes, thank you. Hello, everyone. Well, I first want to say thank you to the board and to the Trimet staff and to the community for your contribution to this effort. It's taken us several months, but I think it was really a thoughtful and thorough process, and I'm absolutely delighted that we've decided to appoint Sam as the new general manager. And Sam, I just really appreciate your energy and your focus on building relationships and building communities. I think that's so important. We have, as we recover, as Trimet recovers from the pandemic and all the other impacts that we've experienced over the past year plus, we have a lot of work to do, and I'm really excited that the board gets to work with Sam on making Trimet even better in the years going forward.
Sure. Yep.
Thank you, Director Bauman.
Lovely.
I see Director Gonzalez has his hand.
Ozzy, baby! Let's hear Ozzy.
Thank you very much, President Warner. And first off, welcome aboard General Manager DeSue. What a treat to have you make it through the threshold and to see you here today, accepting and embarking upon this next chapter, which, as
boy, Ozzy, tell him.
Nicely put, I think is the right choice, the right time for this agency. I was also praying that we would be making the right choice, not my choice. And it is clear that for many reasons, this is the right moment. And I'm thrilled. So I simply wanted to express my gratitude at your dedication to the agency. In the interim role, you were clearly dedicated and serving a dual function, keeping the lights on and helping us look ahead and implement the things that we need to moving forward. Certainly not losing steam, and I would say gaining valuable ground in some critical areas. In addition to that, you made it through what I would call a tough process. I wouldn't want to underscore that on behalf of the committee and the community. We saw fantastic candidates. The pool was a group of folks that showed that Trimet continues to be an agency that is well received in the industry and garners some fantastic attention. So not only did you make it through that process successfully, but you now get to leverage that process in how we grow the next years of Trimet, because we do continue, while we have so much work to do, we continue to have a great reception in the community and in the industry, which we can build off of. So
you have such a great reputation in the area that they vote no on your tax increases.
This allowed me to see more dimensions of Sam DeSue. And not only did the selection process allow us to see you on paper and in the hot seat of interviews, but I would say the pandemic, the last year of work, allowed us to see things about you that are not necessarily going to be shown very well in interviews. So I want to say that, while you look fantastic on paper and you made it through a rigorous interview process successfully, it was the things you did silently, effortlessly, that spoke the loudest to me. You had a fantastic way of building relationships, of crossing the lines of trust, of being able to dispel silos, dispel hierarchy, and create respect across the community, across the agency. So congratulations.
I don't know, man. It's just, just the usual bullshit.
Being devoted to this agency and its future.
Thank you, Director Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Director Lewis.
Very unimpressed.
Thank you, Director Warner. Sam, congratulations. Congratulations. As a new board member, I do not know you as well as members of, the board, but I just want to say your resume was very impressive, and I look forward to working with you as we go forward. Thank you for your dedication to Trimet, and congratulations.
Yes,
again.
dedication.
Thank you, Director Lewis. Okay, is there anyone else that would like to make a comment?
No, end it.
I see Director Simmons. Yes.
Oh, now we got to listen to her. Jeez.
I finally figured out how to raise my hand.
Congratulations.
Sam, it's going to be a delight working with you. There is no question that the agency is facing unprecedented times. There have been difficult times in the past, but what we're looking at now in terms of redefining what the needs are in the community, and I look forward to working along with you, with the board, and with the staff to come up with the most effective ways of responding to what will emerge as the new today. So we knew what yesterday was, and we need to define what tomorrow is in terms of rider needs, community needs. There's no question that Trimet is a big part of community building, and there's a big role for us to play in helping the region come back to fully embrace the work environment, the social environment, and I look forward to working with you. As I said, it will be a real treat. Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard, yeah.
Thank you, Director Simmons. Well, Sam, I guess I need to close this by first off just saying thank you, Sam. We are so proud to have you lead this agency in the future. I agree that you're the right person at the right time. That was the right choice for this board. I'm just sad that I can't shake your hand and give you a warm embrace right now. That's one of the things we don't like about these virtual meetings.
Come on, man.
But
2 days, everything's going to be normal.
I have high expectations for you and for Trimet
Go
in the
away,
future,
Bruce.
and I
Get the hell out
know
of
of your
here.
commitment to public transit
He's gone. Bruce
and
is
to
gone.
customer
Finally.
service, and you will do wonderfully. And so again, we are very pleased to have you as our new general manager. So with that, in order to finalize, to get Sam officially on board as our new general manager, there's a couple business items on our agenda that I need to have the board consider. And there's two resolutions, and the first is Resolution 21-06-22, which is adopting the Milliman General Manager Market Study data regarding the General Manager salary and benefits.
Okay, what are they doing?
And raising the pay grade for the Trimet's General Manager position. And this is really the first step in publicly setting the General Manager's compensation. And it's to formally adopt the work that we had done by Milliman and Associates,
of course,
who surveys national and regional public and private sector folks to make sure that our compensation packages are competitive and we're able to recruit and retain good folks. The recommendation from Milliman is that we change the general manager grade from a grade 30 to a grade 31. And that would change the annual salary range for the general manager to a minimum of $288,738.09 and up to a maximum of $433,111, with $360,926 being the midpoint. And we want to ensure that we're competitive. I will point out that we did have a briefing, as I said, in May. So I think everybody's had a chance to understand this bookkeeping matter. With that, I would ask, is there a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
So, Linda.
Okay, I think Keith went in there first as the motion, and second, I'll give it to you. Okay, Linda?
Okay, great.
Is there any discussion on the motion?
Yeah, the elite steal it all for $448,000 for
All
a
those in
fucking.
favor of the motion to approve Resolution 21-06-22, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
They do it right in our face too.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion is approved unanimously. Thank you very much. And then the second resolution is a resolution 21-06-23, which is authorizing the board president to negotiate and execute an employment agreement with the prospective general manager. And this resolution would authorize me to negotiate an employment contract with the successful finalist, Sam DeSue, that's within the salary range the board just approved a few moments ago. I would, after your approval, I would begin negotiations with Sam in hopes that we could come back to an agreement before our June 23rd, 2021 meeting, and to have a vote to formally ratify that agreement. For the new board members, I'm pretty familiar with these type of negotiations and have done them successfully with Neil McFarland and Doug Kilsey. And
yeah, it's a real tough job you got there, Bruce.
An agreement,
I'm sure you'll represent the public's interest.
Hopefully get it out in the packets that you'll get later on this week. So with that, it's a fairly simple resolution. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Director Gonzalez. Was it second? Was that Director Bauman?
Edwards.
Director Edwards. Okay, thank you. Is there any discussion on the motion?
Yay.
Hearing none, then I'm going to call for the vote. All those in favor of the motion to approve resolution 21-06-23, please signify by saying aye.
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 Yeah.
Aye.
There you go,
Any
folks.
opposed? Any abstentions?
$448,000 from him,
Motion
man.
approved.
Out of your
All
taxes.
right. So I know of nothing else to come before the board for consideration today. Does any other board member or staff know of anything we need to take action on? All
There you go, folks.
In closing, I want to again give a huge thanks to this board for giving us a new general manager.
Yay.
I want to take another moment to really thank our search committee, Lori, Linda, and Ozzy, as well as the Trimet staff, particularly Executive Director of HR, Kim Sewell, the Executive Director of Public Affairs, J.C. Vanetta, and the Board Secretary, Kimberly
It's a big club, folks, and you ain't in it.
lift during the last 5 months. I also want to acknowledge Greg Moser from K&A, if I remember that's the name of the firm, who helped us with our search.
Yeah, that real search. I wonder how much you paid those
It has been a lot of work to get us
motherfuckers.
here, and lots of extra hours, and I won't even ask Lori how many hours she put in on this, but it was a lot. But I know that nobody was expecting this kind of effort last November before Doug announced his retirement. So thank you again. And Sam, in closing, I know this board is looking forward to working with you to guide this agency into the future. And even though I won't be around after July 1st of this year, I will constantly be in touch. I will assure you that.
Yeah, of course you will. You're a
So with that, I'm going to
insider.
adjourn this meeting, and we'll see you all next Wednesday.
Chairman Warner, if I could have one comment.
You bet.
I want to thank the staff as well. The staff is, because I know there's a lot of uncertainty when the general manager or a person in that position leaves. And I want to thank the staff for stepping up and being supportive and making sure that the agency was still running on all 8 cylinders. And that was very critical. I want to thank you all for that.
Bunch of baloney.
Certainly
Let the general manager makes any difference at all in what's going on. It doesn't matter at all to the people doing the work.
We had the best candidates and making sure that we did a thorough search and trying to find out who was going to lead this organization going forward. So I certainly want to thank Lori, Linda, and Ozzy for your work. That was above and beyond the call of duty, and so I thank you for that. And I thank you, President Warner, for your leadership as well, and for appointing that committee.
It's just painful watching
you
these
had the right people to make sure that
watching these elites,
so
disconnected elites,
so very much
doing elite shit that has nothing to do with real
serve us
people.
well and serve our community well going forward.
Good. Director Gonzalez, did I see you raise your hand again?
Shit over with
You are sharper than eagle now with this hand raising, President Warner. Yes, I did. I couldn't resist acknowledging, echoing, first of all, Director Edwards' comments. You know, it's an interesting time when you have an interim leader in a position, and the agency did a fantastic job in getting us through what in normal times is a lot of uncertainty, but in this moment really required a lot of internal leadership and self-direction. And I really want to appreciate the agency's directors, department managers, and staff at large, because we had to hold steady and even find our own compass a couple of times. I'm sure you did many times, and I want to thank you for all the moments.
God, what would have happened if the board didn't find its compass?
And keep us holding high and maintaining the respect of the community
Ozzy, shut
as best
up.
we could in these interesting times. So thank you.
Go away. Like, get to end this.
And to the community who was clearly interested in us getting it right. I just wanted to echo.
You got it right. You did the exact same thing you've done the last 2 times.
Expressed interest that's helped us in developing the roles and responsibilities, that referred candidates our way, that expressed a clear interest in making sure that the agency had priorities for the community top of mind. So, you know, it really helps to have that reinforced from the community in so many ways. So thank you to everybody out there.
Great. Thank you. Last call. Anybody else?
No. End it. Get this over with.
All right. Well, we will see you next Wednesday. And Sam, I know you and I will be talking a lot over the next few days. Have a good one, you guys. Enjoy the nice weather.
Cut.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. There they go. They're going, disappearing one by one. Watch. Look. There. Oop, eep, oop. Come on, you go too. Whoops, she's still there. Oh, it's not over. All right. Well, that was boring and very predictable, and, you know, the usual gushy, everything is great, you're great, we're great, everybody's great, everything is fine, we're wonderful, we're going to do everything perfectly, we're world renowned, we're the best in the business, everybody loves us, we're very, you know, it's the usual never-ending fucking praise, never-ending gushing praise. I have to admit, I am surprised that they did the exact same thing with Sam that they've done for the last 2 general managers. They pretended they had a whole international search, and then they put McFarland in there. Then they pretended they had an international search, and they put Kelsey in there. And now they just did the same thing again. And it doesn't matter who the general manager is. To me, it's irrelevant, because they're nothing. They're an elite. I don't really know what they do other than make sure the pork barrel gets filled. You know, I don't see, if the general manager position wasn't filled at all, do you think the bus drivers and the mechanics would even notice? Of course they wouldn't. It's a completely irrelevant position. This kind of idea that somehow this one person is going to lead the agency into the new age. You know, this hero worship that this country is so into. Like, we have this new president, he's going to lead us. We have the new general manager who's going to lead us. This idea that somehow these leaders are going to lead us into the promised land is what the problem. We don't have any use for these leaders. These leaders have made a mess of our fucking society. Just look around. Okay, these people are the problem, not the solution. Don't expect anything to change with Sam. He was trained by Kelsey, and Kelsey was trained by McFarland. McFarland was trained by Hansen, and Hansen was trained by Welsh. Although I don't know what happened between Walsh and Hansen, because I was pretty new at the time and I wasn't paying that much attention. But don't expect anything to change. I sure don't. But that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed it.